Good morning. Today we're going to have a look at a little trick using the Magic Mask to make it a little bit easier to use so you can edit after you've applied your mask.
Okay then, so as usual, the first thing that you need to do is open a new project in DaVinci Resolve. So we're going to double click Untitled Project, and we're going to call this Magic Mask Demo. And here we go, it opens up on the cut screen. I always prefer to use the edit screen, so I'm just going to jump straight to this. Currently, there are no clips in the media pool. I have a set of clips. First, me sitting in my living room talking crap, and a couple of backgrounds. I'm just going to select them all and we're going to drag and drop them in here. It'll ask me if I want to change the project frame rate because it's detected what my Pixel 8 recorded me in. You'll have to forgive the lighting and everything. I haven't really bothered much with that side of the video because it's not important. What's important is showing you how to apply the Magic Mask and then be able to edit the video afterwards. So I'm going to drag the talking head in, and I'm going to move the video bit up to video track 2 because video track 1 we want to leave free for putting your background or your background video in. And yeah, so so we're just going to boost the volume of the talk. And we're going to create a bit more space on the screen. Normally I use 2 monitors, but you can only see one when it's recorded like this, and if 2 are on, you don't see the detail. Now we're going to press Alt, click and drag up to duplicate this track. Now, just so that you can see what happens, I'm going to press D to disable the upper track. Now, the lower track we're going to take to the color page. And we are going to apply our Magic Mask to my ugly mug. Now, this takes a little longer than usual because my laptop is only just powerful enough to deal with Resolve and the Magic Mask, and it's running OBS at the same time. So by clicking this button down here, we can toggle the mask on and off. And by the red, we can see that it's done a pretty good job of selecting just me. And these backward and forwards arrows to start tracking. And here we go. So as you can see, there's a couple of minutes remaining. It's quite slow on this. Now, usually if you've applied the Magic Mask and you go back to your edit page and it looks great, and then you try and move something around, it all moves around behind the mask. And that's because what you've done with the mask is it creates it in a very traditional sense. So the mask used to be something that you put over the top of some footage, so you put it over the top of the negatives and so on, and it creates a mask that you can only see certain things through. And that is very true in the digital sense too. So when you've created that mask, it's like applying a stencil on top of your footage that you can see through. So anything that you edit on the footage itself doesn't apply to the mask. So this little trick shows you how to actually almost burn the mask into the footage, so then you can mess around with the footage, you can move it about, you can have it grow, shrink, do whatever, and the mask still applies. And now I'm just waffling on because we have that's about 30 seconds remaining. Like I said, my computer's very slow. It's a good job this is a very short bit of footage. It's only working through the mask at a few frames per second. But when this is done, it will be worth it, I hope, for you anyway. Now, usually when the mask is finished tracking, you'd right click up here and you'd add an output node, and then you'd connect this blue node, which is the output of the mask, to the output node, and that applies the mask. But we're not going to do that today. Well, actually, I will to just show you. Go add alpha output, connect the blue to the blue, and then when you go back to this page, the mask is applied. But if we try and zoom in, the mask is gone. Right, so I'm going to disable that again. Go back to the color page. Oh, it's trying to open that. Right, and I'm going to pause the video and come back to you because I've got to redo the mask. So bear with me just a moment. And we're back in the room with only there's a few seconds remaining on tracking the mask. Usually I try to do the video all in one take so that you can see exactly how long it takes for everything that I do. So we're going to disconnect that alpha output. We're going to disconnect this. I'm going to take this blue line to the green dot. So that's the alpha output to the normal output. And this will create a black and white mask. So essentially anything that you can see through that black and white is through the yes, anything that's white is seen, anything that's black is painted over. Now, unfortunately, that is also part of the mask. So what we need to do is we need to render in place. The quality of the render doesn't really matter because it's only two colors. You're not going to really lose anything. So just leave it at the default settings and select folder. And here you go. It'll take literally seconds. Now, if you click on effects, you can go to Gaussian blur. In the resolve effects. Now you can add this to soften the edges of the mask. So let's bring it right down. We're going to zoom in, and there we go. That's softened the edges of the mask, but it's still quite well done. Now I'm going to undisable this. In the composite mode, we're going to go down to foreground, and then on that one, and there we go. We've got our mask in place. If we control and click both of these, so they're both highlighted red, you can right click and go new compound clip, create, and here we go. So you have one track that if we zoom out, zoom in, move it about, everything is fine. So now we can stick this background under here. Let's get that to fill the screen, and let's have this one there. Right. And effects. I'm gonna stick a cross dissolve in there. And then at the start of the cross dissolve, just because we can, we're going to click on, yes, set a keyframe on the zoom and the position. And then at the end of the cross dissolve, we want that zoomed in a bit as well. At the end of that cross dissolve, we're going to zoom down and move me down to the edge of the screen. So now we have this. Voila. So it's a nice, easy and quick process, and it means that you can do whatever you want to this clip. You can even cut bits out of it like so, and yeah, so we'll backspace to remove that, and it's still, there we go. Hope this helps. Let me know if there's anything that you want to see from me